All right, we back with another edition of our show. We got a good one here for you. We're gonna start right off into it. We even got a guest for you today. But before we get into that, how you doing today, Pops and Salaman?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. I'm doing real good.
Doing
Yeah,
good. Super Bowl Sunday. Those that partake into the gambling side. It's a good day for some, and gonna be a sad day for most.
he said you got a 50% chance. Yeah. Speaking of which, so yeah, this is Super Bowl Sunday. So I don't follow much, but I will ask y'all. You have anybody that you're looking at in the Super Bowl this year?
Man, I'm just going for the 49ers. I'm getting tired of this Taylor Swift shit. Ain't even about football no more when it comes to
Oh, why you hating on good old Taylor? She
Hey,
ain't done
it
nothing
ain't
wrong.
about
She just
football.
doing her thing.
They focus too much on her.
It ain't her fault she's a calamitous star.
You know how many stars that go to NFL games and they don't get no focus like Taylor
Man, when
Swift
Taylor
do?
Swift has a concert in the local community, she has financial impact. Taylor Swift ain't regular superstar. She's Taylor Swift.
It takes away from the game.
I hear
Yeah,
that.
maybe so.
There's quite a few
Somebody else to
people saying
score,
that.
they showing her in the crowd. Like it ain't even Travis who scored.
Yeah, it's quite a few people that's on track with what you're saying there about Taylor. They tired of that.
Yeah, Taylor Swift has brought more viewers to football this year than past years.
So,
Whatever.
so with that said, speaking of the Super Bowl, let's go ahead and bring our guest in. We got Doug on the line here, and we can go ahead and get his intake and see if he's got anybody on the Super Bowl this year. What's happening, Mister
Honestly,
Doug?
what's going on, fellas? But
Doing good.
honestly, I don't care who wins this Super Bowl because it's the Taylor Swift show.
he,
Go
he made that
Taylor!
one too.
It's your birthday. Go Taylor! It's your birthday.
You know,
Hey, you know,
everybody getting excited over Usher doing a halftime show. She
Well,
gonna
yeah.
find a way to take it over.
Well, the whole halftime show they're gonna show Taylor Swift.
Yeah, it's not his show. It's Taylor Swift's featuring Usher.
Well, you know Taylor Swift's the biggest thing in the world right now.
The last couple Super
Yeah,
Bowl halftimes been black. They're gonna find a way to squeeze that in.
thank you. I've been telling everybody that since it looked like the Chiefs were going to the Super Bowl that they're gonna figure out some way to get her to take over that halftime show.
No, never. They're not gonna. Taylor ain't gonna try to. Usher got a big enough star where you're not gonna step on it.
hey,
His
real quick,
star is nowhere his star is nowhere near as big as hers.
Yeah.
I just want to step in here real quick, man. I don't know if you paid attention inside the group, man, where you just posted who's going to win the Super Bowl. But I just want to tell you, man, I kind of like BC's answer, man. He said, corporate America in Vegas.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, those are two definite winners.
Definitely. All right, good deal, good deal. With that said, man, we got a video that someone sent to us earlier this week, man, and we wanted to go ahead and check it out and react to it. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight into it, man. This is an incident that happened. Salamander, do you know when this happened? Was it this was I know this was recent.
I don't know where it happened at, and to be honest, I don't know even if dude made it out alive. To be honest with you,
Okay.
well,
Uh
well, it's about a year ago. Coming up a year shy from a week since this accident happened. Happened
okay.
February 18th of
So
23.
with that said, we'll point out a couple things about this little clip. One, it could be considered a little graphic and stuff, so you know what I'm saying, just throw that out there to you. Uh you got any young ones or anybody that, just let
Sorry, it's in Colorado.
it could be a little graphic, but it ain't as graphic as some videos I've been seeing here lately for sure. And then also just remember that it's just a clip, so we don't have the full context of it. We're just reacting off of the clip that we have because we don't know much about the case itself. And
I
I
just
just
I
know
just
that.
looked up the county. Looking at the video, the county that's showing. It's in Colorado, though, to be exact.
It's in Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit. Hey, man. Hey, stay with me.
All right. Real quick, it was real short video there. The reason we're reacting to this one is because the question that was presented to the audience when it was presented on X, which is the question they're asking is, was the officer wrong? And I'm going to open the mic up to our guests first and just ask off of the video, lacking the context. We know it's just a clip. Would you see that and think that the officer was wrong off of that clip?
Watching it in the moment, you want to say yes, because he could have waited and pursued him to the other side of the freeway
Oh, shit.
and then tased him. That's one avenue you could have taken.
Oh, shit. Hey,
Now,
Doug. Hey, Doug, can I ask you
yeah,
a question real quick?
yeah,
Next time you over there in Iraq, you could have waited till they got out the house to blow the motherfucker up for everybody to get out of it.
that's
Like
two
what
different
you
things.
No, it ain't. Dude shouldn't have ran. He wouldn't have got hit.
I'm not saying the dude should have ran, but
Right.
what I'm saying is when you are in that type of situation,
You gonna check to make sure the traffic is clear first.
you do this is what coming from officers that I know personally. You're supposed to, before you deploy your taser in that type of situation,
Look both ways.
you're supposed to make sure that there is a certain degree of safety. I can't say how much of it has to be or what's
Yeah,
going on. That's
yeah.
just because that taser is a non-lethal form of the restraint, and I can't think of the exact word I'm looking for.
Let me ask y'all, just like I said, we don't really have the context. I wish I had more as far as like the actual police report and stuff like that, see what it was about. But when a person chooses to run from the law, don't they take on and assume responsibility of anything that may happen after that?
They
I mean,
should.
I get that the police officer themselves have responsibilities of safety and everything, especially when they're deploying their weapons of choice and whatnot. But what I'm asking is like, which one kind of does one trump the other?
Yep.
I think like me personally, I believe with you being a police officer, there's certain things that take place. Even though this guy did run from you, there's still a certain way you still have to present yourself to keep you not only yourself in safety, but also the person you
I'm just
captured.
curious. How was he supposed to prevent the car from running over the guy?
No,
Well,
it's not even that. Why tase them in the middle of a highway where
yeah, I
oncoming
was gonna
traffic
say
is
maybe not
coming?
tasing them in the middle of the highway for start.
Yeah,
Now,
you
from
pursued
seeing the
him to the
video,
other side of the road.
from seeing the video and as quick as a clip as it is, I cannot tell you if this individual had a weapon when he was running or not. I don't know none of the details of why that officer felt like it was necessary to deploy that taser in the middle of the highway like that. Looking at it, I would say you don't have no reason to. When if the mug was running, you could have stayed with him and waited until he got to the other side or whatever. But if there's other circumstances involved that we don't know about, it could change my theory on that a little.
I got one major circumstance. You ready?
I mean, I'm listening.
I just had lunch. I ain't feel like running.
That ain't nothing.
The hell
Long
is
No.
that?
long story short, the officer played a role in his death. So, officer,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So,
he
okay.
played a role. He played a
Okay.
role.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
If the dude was
as,
in the wrong or not, he still played a role.
Okay.
as an officer, your number two priority after your safety is the safety of the person that you either have in custody or attempting to take into custody.
Hmm.
No.
So that's the angle I'm looking at it from. Like Mumble said earlier, we don't have 100% of the details, but I also know that Colorado State Highway Patrol, they have a lot of excessive force and a lot of murders under their belt that's currently being investigated.
I know Colorado also has a lot of excessive niggas running.
Well, hell, if you know you're dealing with an entity that would rather kill you than arrest you, are you not going to be a little apprehensive? Are you
If
not going
you
to want to
if you
run?
know if
Are
you
you not going to have that thought?
if you know you're dealing with an entity that rather kill you than get arrested, and you gonna have that thought,
Of course, everybody's going to have that thought to run.
all right then. So I don't understand the point. The cops
But
want to
it's,
go home too.
yeah, but if the cops want to go home, but when you sign up to put on that badge, you take on a certain degree of danger, just like
When
those
you
of us
sign
that
up to
served in
break
the
the law,
military.
you take on responsibility of everything that might happen.
Yeah, but
But
just because
who?
you break the law don't necessarily mean you have to die, or just because they
Well,
use
hold on. It ain't about
possible.
you got to die. I mean,
He,
there's real reasons that individuals lose their lives after choosing to run from the law.
no,
Whether if
that
they
is true.
whether if they run their car into an ongoing traffic because they riding around reckless or get
Get
T-boned
shot.
in the intersection, whatever. When you choose to run, there's going to be some type of consequences that are more than likely to happen.
Or,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly, and that's a great example.
You're more than likely to get shot from a cop when when you are uncooperative than you are when you are cooperative. I don't care what race you are. It's
Yeah,
more likely to happen. I'm not saying that
but when
innocent
you're
people
dealing,
won't be.
but when you're dealing with the record that the Colorado State Highway Patrol has, it's not more likely on running. It's not less likely of getting shot while running. It's a high likelihood that you're going to get shot. Just period by dealing
I
with
don't
them.
believe it. I don't believe it.
Just go back and
I
look at the
want to see. I
cases.
don't believe it. You got to provoke. Cops ain't just riding up, pulling their pistols and unloading on you.
You don't
You
have to
got
provoke
people.
cops.
Yeah, yeah, you
Hell,
do.
hell, we had a cop down here in Greenville, South Carolina, get in trouble a couple of weeks ago for unloading on a kid that didn't need to be shot at. So it's not like that there's not cops out there looking to do that. And they don't down here, they don't care if you white, black, Mexican, or Asian. If you look at them wrong, you say something wrong. Hell, if you don't open your car door fast enough, they're gonna shoot you. That's just the standard of life and what they have come to accept.
I think that could be considered a little extreme. I mean, like Pop
Y'all
said,
think it's extreme, but it's
that we can see. Now, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna say that because I mean, look, we know that there's bands of bad cops out there. We know that there's the blue wall and the code of blue and everything like that. All right, the brotherhood and just like any organization out there, you're gonna have inner cliques and everything like that as well. So I'm not gonna say what cops are or are not doing. Okay. But we are not seeing cops just randomly running up and killing innocent civilians without majority of the cases
Some
some
kind of
type of
provocation.
provocation happening. Something happening. It wasn't just a it wasn't just a traffic stop and you know like okay, for example, I remember back in the day we had the what was it? I hope I get his name right. Philando Castro maybe. I want to say that might have been the brother's name. And that the
That
cop shot him.
license.
Huh?
The one that was licensed to carry.
Yeah, the one that was licensed to
Mhm.
carry, and the cop shot him. Okay, that was an overzealous cop. That
Yep.
shit shouldn't have happened.
That's a motherfucker that
Okay,
shouldn't even be on the streets. He
yeah.
that damn scared, sit his ass at the desk.
Exactly.
So, but that
He
is
shouldn't
not
even be on the force,
that is
period.
that is not the normal cases that we are seeing all the time. Okay. Now, whether we agree with the final outcome or not, if the person should have been killed, shot, or if the cop should have reacted like that or not, either way it go, that is not the normal interaction that we're seeing in most of those
I'll
cases.
give you a good one. Ferguson. That was an interaction between two people, a cop and a person.
Okay.
But in a
And
case like that, that's overkill. Because he's running away from you. You a cop. Your job is
Was
to
it?
de-escalate. Why are
You just took a hell of an ass whooping. Dude tried to kill you and
your
everything.
pride is hurt. That's what it is.
Hey man,
You put
shit.
on
Who
that
started
you put
fighting
on
first?
that,
As
that
they
don't
say,
matter.
my
That
dick
don't
is
matter.
bigger than yours.
Your ego go out the window when you put that uniform
Okay,
on.
but let me ask you this, Charlotte. Let me ask you this, Salamander. What right did that person have to even address that cop like that in the first place?
Your ego just goes out the way, just like being a nurse, and you got these older people who got dementia hitting on you. They don't give you the right to smack them the fuck up.
That's different. You
This is
talking
no,
about
it's
you
not.
talking about
You
the
right.
nurse
Th-
dealing with sick
It's
people.
the same thing. It's the same
You
There,
thing.
talking about
there's no difference. There's
yes,
no
there is.
difference in anything Salamander just said. When
Yes,
you
there
put
is.
on that badge, your ego goes out of the window. The same way
And
when
that's correct.
when I put on my uniform and I go into a hostile environment, my ego has to go out the window.
Yeah.
And what is the main thing that your ego gonna drive? It's gonna be that ego to make it back to base.
No, your ego
Shit.
can get you. And
It
you
probably
talking
can.
to someone that's lived it. Your ego
But
will
you
get you
going
killed.
but you gonna do whatever you gotta do to make it back to your base, ain't you?
There's a difference between knowing what to do and allowing your ego to drive you to do the
No,
wrong thing.
that's not the question I asked you.
hold
You're
on.
We
gonna do
Hold
I'm,
whatever you gotta do to come back alive, aren't you?
we
and that's
seen
not my
plenty of cases.
ego. Because
We seen plenty.
my
It
ego will
sounds
allow
like
Okay.
the
me
same.
because they don't tell me what I want to know just to
I'll
go off and
concede the
start
ego.
killing.
I'll concede the ego, but you're gonna do whatever you gotta do to make it back to that base alive, aren't you?
But hold on,
But that's
pops.
not
There,
ego.
there has
Okay,
been
but
plenty
still,
of
okay.
cases.
But a cop is doing the same thing. He gonna do whatever he got to do to be able to clock out for the night.
But this the thing. There's been plenty of cases that we saw where cops have been getting physically assaulted and they still got the job done without that person hitting them in any harm. We seen it. It
That's
just
true.
so this it just it's a case by case basis, but
No,
still
this
in
particular
that
case
way.
right here, because right now it's gone into a broader conversation overall, and that's fine. But I just want to make it clear on that particular case right there. One, the dude didn't start running, wouldn't have happened. Yes, the cop probably could have, done it at the other side of the street, checked for traffic, chased him first instead of shooting the taser first. I mean, he probably had all kinds of options. But I do not ever want to gloss over the fact of we need to quit focusing on the response so much and focus on the reason. Why did he run in the first place?
That is something we don't know
Yeah,
because we
Well,
Exactly.
don't
no.
have the full
but
I
video.
get. Hold on. Let me jump in here real quick, y'all. I get what
Because he
Pops.
didn't want to go to jail. That's
I,
why he ran.
I get what you're saying. You're not talking about specifically what was the case of why he was running. You're saying why was you running? And when
Right.
you take that responsibility to run, then there's consequences that can happen. I mean, we all understand that and know that. And at this point, I mean, it's like okay, does it change for anybody if you did find out that he was running because he was wanted for murder?
He might have just had
like,
traffic points
can,
and didn't want
can
to
I
go to the county.
That's what I'm
can I say
saying. Or
this? Can I say
it could
this?
have been it could have been something small as well.
Can,
But I'm just saying, does
can I
that
say
part
this right?
even matter when the fact is he ran? Now, the other fact is that the cop tased him in the middle of the highway. Does is there a here's where I say that the cop is going to have a very hard time. Now, I don't know the context of it, but he'll have a very hard time justifying that particular use of force in that particular situation because there's very little that you can justify tasing somebody and leaving them rendering them helpless in the middle of a busy highway.
Correct.
There's very little justification that you can come up with for that. And
If anything,
that's
he
where I
should have
say
chased him first.
if you're looking at it objectively, that's
Oh,
where you gotta stand. Yes, that man should not have ran. And when you run, you take on the responsibility of consequences happening to your butt.
there's another
However,
important piece of the video we missing too.
we need to know more about why that cop felt like it was necessary to deploy his taser in the middle of a busy highway. Like
Correct.
I'm
you
pretty
would
sure.
because anybody with common sense would understand if I tase this man while we run down this highway, there's a strong chance one of us gonna get hit by a car.
Let me
That's
give
just
you
common sense.
let me give you a good example of running. There's been two times in particular back in the day when I was out here. You know, one time, you know what I'm saying, Popos walked up on us and shit, you know, we went ahead and just gave it up. You know, okay, you got us. Nice, you know, I ain't gonna say nice, but you know, treated us how they should have, put us in the car, took us downtown. Another time we took off running. I got caught with my fat ass. Motherfucker kicked me and shit first before he picked me up off the ground. Was that justified?
No,
It's not.
Yeah, it was, because I fucking ran.
It's
no, it
not.
wasn't. It's not
Yes, the fuck
justified.
it was. Yes, the fuck it
No,
was. I'm a young punk out here on the street
So,
doing
so,
stupid
once
shit,
you have give,
and I
once you
ran.
so
have given
making a
yourself,
motherfucker do their
once you've
job
given
is
yourself
justifiable.
up,
Man, once you commit a crime, you open
Nah,
yourself up to,
you
yeah,
you
man,
you
fuck that.
basically you made him do his job. So just because he did his job, what?
Oh shit! Oh
That's what
shit!
it
No,
is.
his
I
job
mean,
is not his
if you
job is
was
not to
doing
deal
something,
with stupid shit.
if you was
Well,
doing
I'm
something
sorry.
suspicious and he was coming up to you, you ran, he has to
I
pursue you.
understand.
You pursue you.
Hey,
He did it just because he made him do his job.
hey,
Don't
I
mean you have
am one
to
of
do it.
them that if you go in and you arrest a guy and let's say he been molesting kids and you run his head into the roof of the car before you duck him in, I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Well,
certain things we do turn another look at,
No, you turn
but
cheek on stupidness,
it
and you
don't
don't
become
categorize it.
justifiable.
and
No,
but
you turn cheek on stupid shit. You don't put certain specific categories on what is stupid. If it's stupid, it's stupid. Me running through Arlington Courts and all down the hill, and this cat chasing me all down the hill and shit. And get down, I get to stumbling and fall, and he catch up with me. He want to kick me because I just made him sweating all that bullshit he got on. Yeah, that shit some bullshit, but the same note, man, I probably would have done the same fucking thing. You stupid motherfucker.
okay,
You know
but
your fat
here
ass gonna get caught anyway.
this is where I have to jump in, and then we're gonna move on this topic real quick. But I just want to jump in and let you know there's a difference between what you will do personally and what is allowed for you to do through
I
laws,
agree.
rules, and regulations. Now,
I agree.
all the time, whether you a cop or or a citizen or a criminal, we all do things that we could probably get in trouble for, whether if it's at
Yes.
work or whatever, because it's okay. So if you are a cop and you chase an individual all the way through apartment complex and down the hill, and when you catch up with them, you decide to use excessive force and you kick that individual, you cannot be mad as that cop if you get called
I
out on it
agree.
and or face consequences.
I agree.
Just
But if
like
I'm
that
the
individual,
administrator
just
reading the
like hold
report,
on, let
I'm
me go
not
to
going to
your
give
point.
him the permanent write up versus a warning.
And let me go to your point, and the same thing with that individual with you. You chose to run, and therefore you knew the consequences if you was to get caught. You are going to jail, and there's a minor chance that you might be running from that particular cop who says, "I'm tired of these niggas running from me, and I'm going to
Yep.
violate him."
Yes,
So
sir.
you know that on both sides there's going to be there's fault and consequences, but the thing with most people are understanding is with cops, yes, we're supposed to hold them to a higher standard because it's your job to deal with this. It's
I'll
your
tell you right
job
now.
it's your job. You're sworn to take certain risk and everything. This is, I mean, look, that's just like some people be like, well, it's a dangerous job. It is. Okay.
No,
You could have
no,
chose something else.
it's an underpaid job. They talk about teachers don't make enough, man. Fuck them teachers. Ain't no way in hell being a cop pay nowhere near enough money to deal with the bullshit, the liability, and the responsibility of being one. And I give it up to all of them sad sons of guns who are cops because y'all ain't get paid shit.